Here we go again. Number 30 of the Darkness to Light Godcast. Back with myself, Jim McFadyen. A very snottery, bunged up and head coldy and still unbelievably in my upper respiratory. Some sort of another bug, another virus, another something in my system. My wife's got it as well, and she's blaming me for me getting her it, and I think it's the other way around. I'm pretty sure she gave me it. We were away all weekend at the ceremony retreat. I've just been sneezing for the last 5 minutes. I've been sitting outside looking into the sun, and I've been sneezing my brains out. It's been great. I'm very blocked up, congested in my upper respiratory, and kind of a wee bit tight in the chest, difficult to breathe a wee bit. Tickly throat, coughing, kind of dry. So off the back of that 4 or 5 week virus, the everything virus, and then the last couple of weeks I've been okay. I'm just back for chiropractor actually, so my neck and my shoulder, and fascinating the things that you learn when you have. And I think now that the knowledge that I've picked up over the years about biology and the chemistry in the body and the mechanics of the body and how the different bits go together. The chiropractor today didn't realise that that there's obviously certain vertebrae are linked into different parts, and he was talking about the specific one that was locked in me, how it feeds into the sympathetic nervous system drive and the breathing response, how you breathe. It's really interesting, just the information and the way that everything is tied together. And it's been a rough wee bit. It's been a tough phase for me. Last week the bounce. It's funny when the bounce came through, which was really just I think me having to get my shit together for the retreat that was coming up. I say always, because it's the truth, that I don't really need to be. It doesn't matter really where I am in terms of my human experience. Jim, the guy, for me to do this work. It's for a long time now, that's not really mattered at all. It always seems to work out, and for something as big as that and as deep as we went at the weekend and as intense as it was, that's just now I would say that's probably that's the flagship, but we're looking at extending it and making it longer, and adding in another few things which would make it better obviously, but for now, that 3-day retreat, the Friday afternoon until the Monday, probably late morning afternoon, is something that I do believe every single human being should go through. There is something so it's just beautiful. It really is. It's profound, and it's honest, and it's humble, and it's easy, and it's special in so many ways for every single person that comes across it. It really is. It's fascinating to watch. What happens on those weekend retreats when you're away from your phone most of the time, when you change up the food a bit and make it, you take away the inflammation, you go as full, like whole foods, water based as you can. You add into that space up there, that farm, biodynamic farm, intention with it, in terms of as a centre for healing. There's so many bits to it. There's so many bits to when you add them all together. Even before you get to the practices like the intentional breath and functional breathing and relaxation and meditations, group meditations, the power of the group, seeing different people's, the shift that takes place when you get on about a group like that, that was very powerful. All programme members, the only way you get to go on a retreat is you need to be part of the programme. It's because it's deep water. It is. It's an incredible process. The whole thing. It's something that you need to get through it. You could never do justice by talking about it or listening to somebody talking about it. You need to get through it and see what happens when people go in, and give themselves permission to tell their truth, to speak their truth. To realise that maybe something's needing to be resolved, or maybe not. Maybe they might just get that anyway without actually acknowledging it or not even knowing. But just fascinating when you create the space by intention. As that whole weekend's a vehicle. The ceremony itself, the vehicle that is the reconnection back to the self. That's the ceremony, the back to the divine essence that we are as beings, as spiritual beings in a human form. That's a ceremony, and how we do it, all the different bits that go together. It comes on the back of a lot of kind of real dedication, absolutely, but a lot of practices, a lot of work, a lot of, it takes a bit of time, the people that are getting to that level where they can go and sit in that room over the weekend and, be on about that level of work. Because it's heavy going, it really is. There's all sorts of stuff. It's not for the faint of heart, and just great to see so many people again. There was 11 of us all in, myself and my wife, who was going to cook, as she thought. But I just knew what Jill would bring to it. She did the last one. Jill, anybody that knows Jill and gets run about Jill was just awesome. She is it. She's got it. She's just pure light, only goodness. As is everybody when you get past a certain stage, but her in particular, it's there at all times. It's a natural state. So to have her there, providing all the food, which was incredible. Her and Myra, the team up at the kitchen, at the same time, the nurturing during the whole weekend, and the coaching and the support, and just helping people, being a mammy, being that. Because she's been there, we've all been at different parts of it, and she gets it. So to have her there and the support and doing it together was interesting. It was magnificent. And we now know how to do retreats, full retreats, as a couple and as a team as well. So many people benefited. Everybody wins as always. That's the intention. Everybody that's on it needs to win. The people that are on the retreat, myself. The expansion that came through me, the lessons, the learnings, the what's next, the processing, the relationships, just the dreams and the visions that are coming through about what's possible. Because there's so many people that are getting on about this kind of stuff. There are so many light workers that are being drawn and attracted to a different way of doing it. The world's in chaos. It's a really fascinating and terrifyingly scary place at the minute, almost like not real, when you see what's going on within the world. And it's a time for light, it's a time for answers, it's a time for solutions, it's a time for people getting what people, including myself, we got at the weekend, which is to be in that place, in that space where you just can go in and be yourself and speak for your heart, and tell your truth and talk about shit that you wouldn't normally, because it's maybe just time for it to come up and to come out. And the literal miracles that took place across the whole weekend in so many different ways, and I'm no doubt are continuing as we speak. This is now the Thursday I'm recording this, so from last weekend, the reintegration process, back to reality, when you're coming from, which was that quantum shift in consciousness for many people, for everybody. You can't be around about that and not experience that. And interesting, the people that have been on the seminars before, they were tapping in during the weekend. I spoke to Big Michael and Ferdin, who are now, they're away. They're in France as we speak. They arrived this morning. This is November the 14th. They arrived in France this morning, so they've been through the mill. So I'll talk about them just now, actually, in case for whatever reason we don't at the end. But just when I saw them get onto the boat yesterday, that was a year ago. I'm looking at the Shonzai tree they got me, who's looked better. I'll be honest, Michael and Fern's gift to me for my birthday last year, which was really when they got on about this. And then where they are just now, that same, sold their house, they gave up their jobs, they're now travelling the continent, doing their work in part of the vortex, and loads of good stuff going on. So that's today. They're actually on their travels. So just really proud of them. Having done what they've done. Cause I know what they've been through to get to this point, and just watching them fulfilling their dreams. No freedom. They're now free. It's wonderful. And everybody gets to benefit. As with all of this stuff, that when you see the interesting thing, that the ceremony group from the weekend, it's always a really special. They bonds are made forever. You literally become brothers and sisters. When you go to that level, and then coming back out the main programme group on Telegram, and how just 11 people now coming in at a different level, and different experiences, and more joyful and lighter, and happier and easier and more fun and more present, just everything, and more in alignment, more whole, the way it's meant to be. When that happens, and then how it infects positively everybody that's around about it, so rising tide lifts everybody. You can feel it within the entire group. And I'm very aware just now it's not going to take many to do this. It's having the right people. It's having the people at the right levels of consciousness. You know, as Hawkins talks about, it's the calibrated levels, you know, within things like your intention and who you are and what you want from it and what you desire to do with it and how many you're going to try and help with it. That's the power. And when you're doing, as a lot of people are now, like God's work, you know, they're now doing it for the light and for the grace of consciousness. And a lot of people are like saying to me, like God, but then telling me what they think consciousness, what God is. It's consciousness, a field. They're explaining to me just so I know that they know that they've got it, and it's like it's happening. It's absolutely wonderful. You know, it's a great time to be alive, and it's also a really kind of, it's insanity what's going on in the world in the Middle East and what's going on in Ukraine and what's going on the circuses around the world with politics and just insanity that's this world and how where we're at. And what I saw at the weekend was, so we don't need that much. We need a bit of space, we need a bit of room to grow our own food, we need our own water supply that's no poison for the skies or for the earth. We need, you know, some livestock, we need a wee bit of sunlight and enough people, and you can do what you want, you know, with the resources, you know. So we are designed to live in a certain way, and the way that it is just now isn't it that way that's so far away from the way that it's hard to even remember. That's the problem we've got. Nobody can remember how it's meant to be. We're so far gone now. We are talking about, you know, interfacing with AI and, you know, the levels of just literal madness that are in the world just now, the conversations and the whole thing, you know, it's not that much makes sense just now. It's probably an organised chaos by design, because the world is it's in a massive stage of it feels like one of the wee snow domes, the wee snow globes. It's just getting about to be on. It's already started, you know, getting shook up, and it's going to be. I really feel it's going to be turbulent. It's going to be an interesting time if you don't know the way. If you do know the way and you know who you are and you're okay, like being without that much stuff. And you've got a quiet internal spiritual practice like meditation or yoga or qigong or tai chi, or, you know, whatever it is you're doing to escape, and you've got a connection with the source, with God, then everything will be fine. There's no question about it. That's the divide that I see. That's how like clear it is. If you've got that, you'll be fine. Anything else in that, other than that, you're going to be affected negatively. It's because the world is in transition. It really is. It's America's in free fall. We've known that forever, for years and years and years. There's a shift going on. That's what this whole thing, I believe, is about. Part of it is taking down America. And watching your man getting in already, kind of did call it, see how he goes, and you see the people he's appointed already to his cabinet, and it's just, it's fairly scary when you know their history and their records and who they are. So again, we just need to see what happens. The proof's in the pudding. Don't do anything until it happens, and then you can react or respond to it. Up until that point, you know, like worrying about it and shouting about it and protesting about it, in my experience, doesn't really help. You know, so the world's a crazy place just now. It really is. It's there is much confusion. A lot of people are lost. People have lost so much. You see what's going on in the Middle East and watching, you know, the genocide. That's the word that they're using, which is correct. You understand the definition of it and what's happening. It's heartbreaking to think in this day and this time, and by those people, you know, what they can do. It's not right, and to think that we're part of that and we're standing beside it as UK citizens and American, you know, in terms of how that's been funded and how so few people really know what's going on. It's something that needs to be addressed. And when world leaders are standing at under different banners and organisations, whether it's in their own government, their own parliament, or whether they're standing speaking on a world stage as part of, you know, different consortiums, they're standing, and I've saw many of them standing in tears, broken in tears, because of the images that they're seeing online. Sorry, when I speak my throat goes, apologies. I saw an Irish minister over in the Parliament in Ireland, you know, really broken with it, you know, I mean, the things that he saw on television, and really calling out for what it is, which is war crimes, you know, and crimes against humanity. You know, and there's so many of them now that are standing up to it. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. It's something that affects us all greatly when you understand just a couple of steps back from, you know, it's not about Israel and Palestine. It's about who stands behind who, what side are you on, and what happens when it goes to the next bit and it escalates. That's the big challenge that we face. Ukraine obviously ties into that as well, and it's a bumpy time. It certainly is, and this is why we do this work. This is why we do this training. This is why we meditate. This is why we have awareness, and we spend our time focusing on the solutions. And really, kind of, you know, with that awareness and the power of intention, realising what you can bring to it and how you can make it better, and the part that you play in it, and what we can do. You know, what can we do to head in the correct direction? What is the answer? What's the way forward? You know, that's going to come through, well, for me, meditation, sitting, you know, trying to find spirit, to get inspiration, to become inspired, something to come through. That's the journey every day to navigate, because it's again, until it actually happens, you don't really know where you are or where they are. You know, so many lessons. So many answers, so many solutions, so much goodness going about just now. That's one of the terms and one of the things I'm enjoying is people using the language now over the weekend, and the amount of times somebody would say, like, so much goodness, like, surrounded by goodness, and really meant it, because it's the truth. You know, when you speak the truth, it's easy. And for me, the people that are on the retreat, and then the next level, you know, was the support team that came, the crew, 4 of them from the inner circle, which is like the apprenticeship programme. It's people that have been doing about the work for a long time, some of them varying amounts of time, for 5-6 years to a year, couple of years, 2-3 years probably, at the least amount, and they're interested in learning and becoming coaches and passing this stuff on, which is magic. You know, it's just great finding people that get it and that are run about it and want to help and see what I'm doing and what it's done for them, and want to be part of it. You know, and with me, it's dead simple. If you're in it for the greatest good, you can come and play. If you're in it for yourself, or you're still on the ascendancy, you think it's about you, or that's not going to work. That's never worked for me. And, you know, after, it takes time. That's my cough. It takes time for people to, you know, get round about it and see if they're going to be here for a while and see if they're going to stick around. Oh, my nose is so blocked as well. Apologies about this, but what do you do, man? Keep going. We're on the bounce. This one, number 30, it's called On and Up. My eyes are watering as well. Lock Fine, honey, came from Lock Fine. Appreciated to Mark. Thank you, brother. Aye, so the support team that came from the programme, the inner circle, those that are round about it, it's like the apprenticeship programme, I suppose it is. This is going to be passed on to many people over the years. This is the first batch of people, and what a group. There was 4 of them, my wife as well, Jill. There's probably another 3, 4, 5, 6 that could be in that group. That are looking to help and be part of it, which is brilliant when you get to know them and you see who they are through time and the journey that they're on, and it just takes time. It's like there's no application process, there's no I'd like to become an apprentice, where do I sign up? It's not like that. It's talk is cheap. You know, you stick around about it long enough and we get to see who you are, then eventually if you're still there and you still want to do it, then we can work something out. That's the way that it always goes. Only way it can work. You know, so excited for that. And watching them, you know, the people that are on the retreat basically getting 3 days of vortex coaching in terms of awareness and intention and helping people, you know, find their way through really difficult, you know, waters and kind of lessons and teachings and healings and tears and snotters. And what a weekend. I've never seen as many tears in a long time over a weekend. There was a lot of tears, a lot of good tears, a lot of healing tears, a lot of tears of joy, a lot of tears of relief, a lot of tears of heartbreak and heartache, always. To get it up and then to get it out is what it's all about. Rhymes. And, you know, getting to see them now learning to coach and being with people who are looking and needing to be coached, especially with something like that, was just wonderful. Seeing the conversations as I walked by the windows of the cottages, sitting at the sofas just for hours, you know, just making sense of stuff. It was wonderful. Again, everybody wins, you know, so fantastic. After the whole gig, I was very, very tired. Got this kind of head cold. It felt like the first night I got there. I thought my wife said she had it and gave me it, but apparently not. Didn't really see much of Jill the whole weekend. We were both working, and there's many levels to this. There really is, and for me to see myself at that kind of level of vortex, the work within the vortex, and the things that I do within here, from entry level, the breath work and the relaxation and the kind of experience online, all the way up to something as intense as that is. It's amazing for me to be in that space and to watch it come through. I watched Jill on Friday night, God bless her soul, when she sat in at the opening ceremony, and we all basically introduced ourselves and spoke about why we were there, and as soon as it started I could feel it, because I felt it on the Friday morning when I remembered and I tuned in to see why I was doing it, because I wasn't really feeling it. I was up early on Friday morning, and I came in here into the vortex and sat down and just kind of tuned into what's my reason, what's my why, and it come by very quickly. There's a power within that space over the weekend that is it's something else, is what it is. It's so powerful, and it draws you back into it. It's incredible watching people getting their answers and getting solutions to the work that they're doing. And seeing people maybe they've been off it for a long time and not getting it, and just keep grinding out and eventually getting breakthroughs, and it was wonderful, absolutely wonderful, and something that I want to do absolutely more of. There are in fact going to be 2 more retreats this winter in Scotland, and we're looking at one abroad just now as well. So end of January, and it's going to be the end of March or into the beginning of April. Still not got a final date yet, but we're taking names for that just now. There's 12 places max, and there'll be 18 of us all in, myself, Jill and another 4 helpers plus 12 participants. Full weekend, Friday to Monday. I'm just wondering if there's going to be any testimonials coming out, and I'm looking forward to them if I do, because it's so powerful in so many ways. It's quantum shifts in consciousness where people get to experience what it is I'm talking about, and it makes sense, because they get to realise that the stuff that I'm talking about the divine and the power in you, and it's real. It's really real. I'm not making up, it's be still and know that I am God. That's literal. I've experienced that. I've experienced the presence of the divine, as have another 7 or 8 people over the weekend. So happy days. Happy days. Wonderful, honey. So good. Aye, so onwards and upwards, the retreat, 2 in Scotland before the end of winter, and then Michael and Fern, God bless their socks, God bless their RV, on the road with the dogs. They're going to be doing Portugal, Spain, and looking at possible locations to do something this winter time. Right up to the summer, maybe even 2 abroad would be even better, it kind of feels like. So aye, that's all good stuff as we continue to move forward now. I'm feeling really good. I don't sound it, I'm a bit stuffed up, breathing's a wee bit laboured. It's been a heavy going weekend. I didn't really stop from the Friday until the Monday morning was the first time I stopped. I hadn't cried all weekend, which is unusual for me. I normally like during it. But I think because of the depth and how intense it was, I couldn't get caught up in it. It was almost like I was doing the work. It was very obvious I was working right from the beginning. Didn't get a lot of downtime, from 4 in the morning when I was up until 11, 12 o'clock the first night, and then 11 the second night for the same 4 in the morning. So you're on it all the time. You don't really get any time away from it. The cold rivers before you're working in the morning, doing the breathing and the whole busy times. They don't get a minute. It's full immersion and wonderful, and again for me looking back on it, to see the steps to the process, because as a process there's a lot of things going on there that allow that to happen, that I've created over the years with my own experience, the stuff that I do and what I've done, and how I've put that whole weekend together. Everything matters. The food matters, the space matters, the intention of the people on the place matters, the people that are on the ceremony, the weekend absolutely matters. The intention of those who are helping and who they are, 100%, every bit of it, so by no coincidence or mistake, when you get results again, exactly as expected, because, the preparation that went into it and the work that went into it by everybody, and You know, we stand here again this week, just so grateful for all it, for every bit of it, you know, the people and the connections and the relationships and the expansion and the impact that it made worldwide. Because something like that, as powerful as that amount of love, unconditional joy and love and light and the grace of God that was coming through in so many ways. Because it is, in those meditations, you see what people are getting, the healing that's taking place by being in, you know, being in union with the divine. Then that impacts everything. Again, everything matters. Of course, it impacts. It's power versus force. You know, that logarithmic power of that connection to the divine and an intention to bring the divine in and to allow it to come through you for the greatest good and to help mankind and to be, you know, in spirit and of service, which people are now. Then everything outside the walls gets better. That's a fact. That's a guaranteed fact. That's able to be proven with kinesiology fact that everything gets better. According to Hawkins, which I believe, I've seen it and I've done it. You know, so everything gets better. Just you can't really see it or quantify it because it's so subtle, but it matters. You know, so really grateful to the team, really grateful to the programme, which Michael is on it. Version 2 is coming out 1st of January. That feels like an announcement. It wasn't meant to be, but that's what's happening. 1st of January, version 2, which is going to be awesome. Michael's so excited for that. I still don't know much about it, but he assures me that's it, this is it. So that's going to be great. And on the back of so many other things that are going on within, you know, the corporate side and the retreat side, and even this, they've got the Godcasts and the podcasts and, you know, the bits and pieces and people that I'm now starting to reach out to that I would like to speak to. Friends of mine over the years, light workers, teachers, healers. Interesting to see where people are just now, what they're going through. It'd be nice for me to check in with some of them and allow you access to them. People who I consider my peers, and so many good souls, you know, so many just warriors, survivors, teachers, healers, some of them literal saints, and I mean that literally. It'd be good to get them on. So there's loads of good stuff coming up. I'm not coasting towards the end of the year, but I'm tired. I really am. This head cold is a signal that it's time I need to slow down a wee bit. I need to recover. And I feel good as well, but I'm picking up stuff every other week. And there's stuff in the skies getting sprayed every other day. This was in the back of a metal fest on Thursday night. I was out and it was just metal soup, the whole sky, the whole night. It was horrible. And this came about the next day, funnily enough. Something, even I sit in the sun today, if I had to show you the camera, just the amount of sprays, the trails across the sky, it makes you sick. Funnily enough, it makes you sick, I do believe. So it's come back, and my birthday was yesterday. That's me 53, which is interesting. I'm getting older. I'm definitely getting older. I am definitely getting older. I can feel it in loads of different ways within different parts and different systems in my body, which is pretty pish. But what do? You've just got to, you know, you adapt and you make it better, and you do the best that you can. It certainly gets your attention, you know, in terms of the way I need to start looking after my physical body, which I've never really done, to be honest with you. I eat properly, but in terms of, I think because of the spiritual practice on me, I realised this last week. I've known it before, but you dip in and out of things. Because I've had so much focus, like Centre for Wellbeing, this is spiritual well-being. The physical well-being, that's like a byproduct. That's not really my focus ever. In the last 6 or 7 years for me, since I gave up the kind of really intense martial arts and the ultra-distance running and the Ironman stuff, which had been 25-30 hours a week for years and years and years, where I was really kind of burnt out almost. This has been a recovery phase, and it's been very much a focus of, you know, the recovery phase has been active recovery because I've been working for the vortex. This has all been vortex work. So I've not really tended to myself with exercise at all after training all that time, which is something that's about to change. With thanks to the Ritchie boys, Jack and Kyle, really excited to work with them. Interesting to see how that goes. I'm going to start lifting weights. You heard it here first. I've never lifted a weight in my life. I'm hoping I get addicted to weights and I love it. Not to get big, I know everybody says that, and I won't do that. Please don't let me do that. But I need to get a wee bit stronger. I'm getting too many injuries. I'm too sore. I want to play golf. I'd love to start jiu-jitsu again. I'd love to do some striking with karate. I'd love to do some, you know, self-defence on the ground. I'd love to do. There's loads of things. I like hitting pads. I like running. I like being on my bike. You know, I'd like to open water swim again. I'd like to go up the mountains again. There's a lot of stuff I'd like to do, and my body just now where it is not in that place, so I need to make it better. So that's my plan. I'm starting with the lads next week. Functional movement and some recovery, some healing stuff, some body work. And I'm going to really have to use my entire team between chiropractors and acupuncture, physiotherapists, massage, the ice, the heat, stretching, movement, yoga, sleep. Oh yeah, it's time to level up. So that's something I'm excited about it. I really am. I've been looking for something for ages. And I'm sick and tired. I've been sick and tired the last couple of months, as Zig Ziglar would say. So I'm ready to go again. I want to get some movement into me for the winter time. I want to beat John Maguire at golf next year. That's my real goal. I've got a picture of him in my mirror, like Rocky IV, Ivan Drago, the black and white. He's getting it next year, not just in the wee course where he's easy, but the big course as well. So having some fun, having some more fun about it, getting a bit lighter. It's definitely part of this on and up phase. There's a lot of work to get done. There's a lot of good stuff coming through. There's a lot of good people on about it. There's a lot of there seems like an air of optimism, and right now there's a whole load of us just sitting. We're making it happen, but at the same time it's no fully unfolded yet, and we know that it's coming. We can feel that there's something really interesting coming. Because the plan is to take it to the world. This helps. This is universal. This breathing, relaxation, meditation, union with consciousness, like feeling good, experiencing gratitude, like feeling joyful. That's for everybody, And then they'll understand what God is, and at that point we've got it. So it needs to go out to the world. That's the plan, and that's what the team is doing. It's just we're taking our time. There's no rush. We're enjoying the process. I think just now it's been push all year. The work is done now. The hard work is done. We need to back off now and see what we've created, and then the best way to put it out there is probably the bit we're at just now, which is really good. It's really exciting, and for me this week, my birthday, slowing down, taking a bit of time, recovering. I've not done any classes. Didn't do the Godcast last week. I've no classes. I've been on this week. A bit of time for myself. No sleeping that good now. 3-4 o'clock in the morning. I'm not really sleeping that deep just now. I'm tired. I could do a wee holiday. That's something that absolutely needs to be addressed very soon. Get some sun into me and the missus, and get a wee change of scenery and recharge. Because next year's going to be big, as it's going to be huge. So between now and Christmas time, I'll still be doing the work. I'll still be doing what I need to do. The experience is still going to be going on. Most Tuesday nights. The programme continues to be refined. The app is on its way. Our own app is going to be a few weeks away, which is great. I'm going to start training. I'm going to get healthy. I'm going to look forward to Christmas. Hopefully get a wee bit of dough in the bank so we can have a nice Christmas. And then get a bit of time off over Christmas, couple of weeks. Maybe get away in the teepees for a couple of days. And then get ready for V2, getting launched at the start of January. And then all the excitement that's going to come with that, and the launch and the book. Hopefully by then, maybe not far away. See how that goes, doesn't matter, but that's coming as well, a wee bit at a time. The wave just now that's on with people that have been drawn towards it. The partnerships that have been formed are great. The amount of people that I know that want to help, and the amount of people that are going in the same direction, it's a great time. A great time to be doing about this work. It's exciting, this work just now. And I'm certainly enjoying, getting back into it again. I'm really just reconnecting with the divine. That's all I've been putting more attention into, tending to myself. I've not been doing the live meditations on the programme for the last wee bit, which has gave me time eventually to slow down and get some, proper, spiritual development and put some time into myself, which has been much needed. It's been missing for most of this year because of the work that I've been doing, so. I'm easing into Christmas time, and the plan is to continue with that. I had 3 hours meditation this morning. It was lovely. On the amp coil was awesome. The qigong, bit of yoga, massage, the healing sounds. That was all before 6:30 this morning. And putting some time into myself, tending to myself. Really nourishing myself, loving myself. The stuff that I teach other people, but I don't really do, or haven't done up to this point, is something that I need to do, because it's the only way that it works. When I see myself in the mirror, how tired I look. I got up to the farm on Friday, and Stuart was like, I can't see him thinking, holy fuck, are you alright? And I wasn't. I was burst. I was absolutely burst. I was tired. Yeah, once the work starts, it doesn't matter. Once you get in that river, as soon as I got there, I was in the burn. I mean, that would, you can't be tired in being there. You can't sit in that burn as cold as it was. It was wonderful. In Mother Nature, freezing cold, and the silence, no Wi-Fi, you know, the hens, the ducks, the sheep, the space, the deer, just incredible. It was magical, and within 10 minutes you're in it, you're working and you're feeling great. But I can feel how tired I am. I can feel how heavy my eyes are, and being bunged up, you know. So again, I just need to keep going, navigate my way through it, keep going until we get enough space and enough time to recover, active recovery as we go. That's the plan. And at the same time, like, still growing and planning. We're meeting tonight. I've got a meeting with the Inner Circle tonight about another partnership that's coming from everywhere just now. There's so many possibilities, you know. So really excited for the people that are going about it as well. The good people. There's been a few leaving, which is interesting, the timing of it. But there's the people that are getting about it. The people that are coming. As I say often, we're not looking for followers or likes. We're looking for warriors of light. Very different, you know, people that are here to play, people that are here to stand up and be counted, that have done the work themselves. That's kind of what seems to be what it's attracting, as well as, you know, people that are on their own journeys. There's a wee bit for everybody. It's all good, you know. So exciting stuff. All glory to God. That's the thing from the weekend. It was amazing just being on about it. And I was saying at the weekend, it was really clear again when people are like thanking me for what I'm doing. I'm going, I get it, but it's hard to understand. But I really feel, especially that kind of level, that there's so much divine guidance coming through for so many different bits that you can't take credit for it. I can't take credit for it. I really can't. I've learned the language and understand it, and I've designed it and put it together. But I can't really take credit for the stuff that comes through. It's the combined it, you know. It's the intention. Intention's a huge part of it, you know. It's the what do you intend? That was what my students, I think, were seeing at the weekend, especially when it kicked off a couple of times during the ceremony. But it's intentions, everything, like coming from the knowing, to know the divine, and to know how it works, and to know that no matter what comes up during it, that you're going to be fine, you know, and staying in the light. And like how you see things manifest and directly in front of you, like how you perceive and expect it to go. There's so many lessons, and really grateful from me, you know, to be part of it, to stand by my wife, who, I mean, just blessed, you know, just absolutely blessed. What a woman, what a girl. And then the Inner Circle, you know, the support team, the people that participated, you know, the people for the farm. So much goodness, so many benefits in so many ways, and it's something that we're going to be doing again. End of January we go again, and then so about two more for then between now and the end of winter time. So even more excited because of the weather up there and how cold it's going to be. It wasn't even that bad at the weekend in terms of the external temperature, and the water was perishing. So to think of that in January time when it's coming sideways and it's hopefully snowing, being in that burn, that'll be next level. So we keep going, onwards and upwards, number 30. Thank you for joining. We'll be back up to speed again next week. Boys Club will be back on Monday night. We will be back on for the experience. Again, that's going to be every couple of weeks, I think, for one thing and another. And the Wednesday night, Moles the Bridge, will be back on again next week. And then there's Friday nights in Dotted. I believe the next one is a week on Friday, and there's people asking for them all the time. Again, different stages. How do you get into the vortex? It seems to be the experience is the best way to get on about it and see what I'm all about, and then get a taste of it. And then at that point, probably a Friday night in would be easiest, just so you can come and learn how to get into the cold and learn how to breathe and a wee bit of heat exposure and see the vortex and meet me in person. The river is good on a Wednesday night, but that's a bit less personal. There's less time. There's only about an hour and a half-ish. So Friday night in probably, and then one day to change your life for bringing back. Again, that's been on the shelf for the last 6 months or so, which is, I think it's probably one of the best. I think that's as a snapshot and an introduction to this work. If you're serious beginning into this way of living and want to learn the language and want to experience all the different modalities, it's one day to change your life. What a day that is! That's life. That is literally life changing. That day, it's so powerful. There's so much in it. There's probably too much in it. But for those that are up for it and those that are ready, it's just life changing. And then off the back of that, obviously, you know, the programme and all the different bits to the programme, the meditation groups, and you know the different. It's fantastic. It's just great. and the expansion that's coming within it, the partnerships that have been formed, the intention for us to create this community and to do great things with it, and the amount of great people it's attracting is the evidence that it's working. So I'm really excited. And then once you're into that, then you're looking at the ceremony and the week-long retreats as well, which will be abroad this year. You need to be part of the programme to go through that. So loads of different ways to access it. There's so many things now that are happening. Gratitude to the team, gratitude to everybody that's tuning in, those that are getting in about the work, those that have been drawn to it. Come and try it out, please. It's only goodness, everything gets better. My intention is just to pass on the stuff that I've learned, help people find their own relief by experiencing this way of living, this divine way of living, and through direct experience, see what learning to breathe properly does for you, how to switch off your head, how to get to sleep, how to have peace of mind, how to meditate, what meditation is, how to use that into your cold practice, how to sit in cold water as a meditation, how to get the benefits to that to boost your immune system. I can't tell you how this weekend would have went if I didn't have cold exposure, but a stinking head cold and just been lurgied and straight away into freezing cold and bang, like right into it, and it deal with the nervous system, deal with the stress response, deal with the immune response, and you're bulletproof. I feel great. I'm bunged up, but I feel great. I slept fine and I'm feeling good. So there's so many bits to it. The intentional life and everything that comes with it is nothing to be afraid of. It's dead simple. It's no easy, and once you get it, it's still no easy. You've just got to keep going because there's no finish line. That's a bit that's very exciting, and also we don't know how it goes together. It can be a wee bit daunting, but it's only goodness. Things get better. The intention is to get it for yourself, mastery of the self, and then to pass it on to help others find their own relief and their own healing. That's really the way that I see it, and that's all done through, the practices. These ancient ways of living and being that's in coherence and alignment with our planet, Mother Earth and Mother Nature and the elements and the way that it's meant to be. It's dead simple. Eating off the land, stuff that grows in the land and off the trees, not that's made in some factory. Experiencing the natural, environment in terms of natural sunlight and clean water, and all of that. The balance. It's out of balance just now, so we need to get it back into balance. And the way you get it back into balance is by stopping everything. It's to reset and to stop, and then it finds its way back in. So that's unfortunate. What's going to have to happen. We're so far out of balance. It's going to take a wee bit of time. So onwards and upwards. We give thanks for every bit of it. I'm excited for what's coming up. I've got another Godcast coming up next week as well. I'm going to be the guest with Jack and Kyle, which is going to be awesome. I'm really excited for that. I'm excited to get on about the laddies. They're brilliant. They've got it going, and looking forward to helping them. With the stuff that I picked over the years. Absolutely, that's what it's all about. Passing it on. So again, more evidence, only goodness, so many people run about it, all going the same direction, all lifting each other up, no drama, no noise, no ego, trying to help people, together as one, in union with the divine, serving God through inspiring others with your work is what it should be like, not a detriment to your work or detriment to you. Doing the work, like accepting responsibility for the role that you play in, and then do the work the best you can. That's what it's all about, isn't it? That's certainly my plan every single day, to keep moving forward, helping where I can, having faith in the process, and expect the best. Prepare for the worst and expect the best, and always remember the divine and God and source energy. It's all about the divine. All glory to God. Peace out. Number 30. Thanks for joining me. Much appreciated. Onwards and upwards. God bless you all. Take it easy, and bye for now.